Good morning and welcome to Winnipeg. I would also like to invite you to be at Jim Patterson Subaru South with me going over this brand new shiny 2026 Forester Convenience. This one is going home with its new owners right away, but I'm going to take the next little chunk of time. We're going to go over the internal and exterior features and controls so that you are ready to take on the roads in your new Forester. Let's get going. Looking at the left side of the wheel, this is all your stereo controls and hands-free. So your volume is all the way at the bottom. You're going to answer a phone call, hang up, or mute your radio, voice controls, and then this little toggle here is going to adjust this upper display here. So it'll scroll you through trip meter and distance till empty, the amount of fuel you've saved with your auto start stop, or it will go back to your clock and time. So that is where in the previous generation your volume control was. Now this is going to skip forward or back radio stations, presets, tracks if you're streaming music, and source is going to do FM, AM, or Sirius XM for whatever music you're choosing to be listening to. The right side of the wheel is all about your adaptive cruise control. So to enable your cruise is this button. And of course, it's going to say that our eyesight is disabled because the car is in accessory mode. So if we go into eyesight, you'll see there's the graphic of the car. When the car's running, in where it says eyesight, you'll actually have lines. So each line I consider equivalent to a car length. So you can increase or decrease what you want to have as a safe following distance. I think of each line as roughly equivalent to a car length. Ooh, that's a lot of zoom. All right. This is for your increasing or decreasing the distance. So that's going to be when does the car override your speed and give you a safe following distance from a car in front of you. You also have lane centering. So when you're using your cruise and you're on a road that you can see both sides of the lane markings, then you can opt to go into the lane centering. Really ticking off my focus right now. And that's going to make some more active steering adjustments so you don't drift either side out of the lanes. Below here, this is your drive modes. So I is intelligent. That's like your eco mode, and that is your default. You can choose to go into S, which is going to be sport. It's going to feel like it's accelerating a little bit more quickly and going through the gears, giving you a bit more spirited drive, as they say. Your default is going to be going back into that intelligent mode when your car is restarted. Looking behind the right side of the wheel, this is your windshield wipers. So this is your dial to set your speed of intermittent. If you pull down, that's intermittent, low and high. And the twist dial at the end here, that is your back wiper and washer. So never forget, as we have slushy season, the back window washer is also going to rinse off your backup camera. So it is a angel singing kind of thing when we get back into the springtime. Make sure you don't forget. Looking behind the left side of the wheel, this is all your headlight control. So it is set on the auto setting. Otherwise, you can manually go into daytime running lights or headlights. But auto is going to mean that you will have your appropriate lights while you drive, and then everything will turn off when you power the vehicle down. There's a couple things I'm not going over on the wheels, well, because your Forester Convenience is very well equipped, but it does not have a push button start. It does not have a heated steering wheel, and you don't get the remote start through the app. You can absolutely get a genuine Subaru accessory of a remote start key fob installed, and that would be two-way additional key fobs because, again, it's getting cold. Now we can move over to the dual 7-inch screens. So this is taking up the same space as the 11.6-inch screen of the higher packages, but it is broken down into kind of a little bit more clear designation of what you have in what areas. So the sticker at the top left, that is still hiding your 4-way flashers. That's hidden right under there. You have the physical volume and tuning dial. You can, of course, just press the volume dial to mute your radio. And along the top, this is all your standard infotainment. If you're wanting to connect your phone, you're going to say yes. It's going to tell you to go into your settings screen of your car, go into Bluetooth, make sure your Bluetooth is enabled. And then as it searches, you're going to go all the way down to the bottom of your screen and it's going to pop up saying Forester. You can then confirm confirm the PIN number that'll be showing on the screen. That'll also be showing on your device. And then you can allow for contacts. You're going to want to pair and doop boop boop, follow through all of the steps. On the Forester convenience, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That is a wired connection. So that is going to be plugging into the USB-A port down here under the screen. Otherwise, you will have Bluetooth connection. If you have an Apple device, when you connect through Bluetooth, then you're going to want to look up at the top of the screen. There's going to be a line that says allow notifications. If you do want to have texts, the notification for text pop up, then you want to toggle that allow notifications to the on position. If we look at radio, this is going to be FM, AM, and Sirius XM. You do have 3 months free of Sirius XM. So that is the way for you to listen to all the sports, all the music, all the, I don't know, for me, it's always listening to comedy stations for a long road trip. But you get to do you, and you get to do you for 3 months. Then it will depend on your privacy, whether Sirius is going to be sending you out emails with better and better deals for you to sign on. Now, if we go into, let's go to FM, and we're going to put in a couple of stations. So when you get the station you want, press and hold until you hear that beep, and that's going to be a preset station. So I'm going to do a couple, and in Winnipeg, I know that everybody also has 680 saved somewhere, because that's where we listen to our local sports. So we've got these all set. The home button here is always going to take you back to your main screen. Media is going to be how you can have things set up. Maybe you want to download some music onto a USB stick and throw that in down there instead of having music. Absolutely fine. You've got all of your choices of how you want to play your music. You also have this display off. So this is while you're going for a drive and you think that the screen is going to be a distraction, your music can keep playing, but the screens can go to sleep. Ta-da! So this means instead of turning down the brightness, you can listen to your music but not feel like you're distracted. You're going to just tap on the screen and you see the bottom pops back up so that you can adjust your climate control. You can mess with any safety settings. I so apologize. You are getting a very Monday morning. But then it goes back to sleep. So when you want your screen to come back on, you're going to do a press and hold. 1, 2, 3, and all your screens are back up and going. On the convenience, you also have hard buttons, so the radio, media, phone, and apps. So this can mean that you're taking your eyes off the road less to be switching into the different options. The bottom section of the screen is all your safety and your vehicle controls. So X mode is your 4-wheel drive low system. So if you imagine that there's been a big dump of snow and you're looking out at your back lane and nobody's driven along it, you might think you're going to get stuck, even though you have 8.7 inches of ground clearance. So we know you're not. But you can turn on X mode, and that's going to move power to whichever wheel has traction, and it will work up to 40 kilometers an hour, so you're not getting stuck. When you get to driving above 40 kilometers an hour, it's going to kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive. Your vehicle control settings, this is just going to be your auto vehicle hold. Your cruise control is set at a standard amount of acceleration. Steering responsive headlights are default into the on position. So that's while you're driving around a twisty, turny road, the lights are turning around the corners with you. Under your driving assistance, this is your pre-collision braking, so your eyesight technology, and then also your lane departure warnings. If you're going through a car wash that has the like dangly downy ribbons, you might want to turn off your pre-collision braking. It's always going to confirm with you. You can turn that off, go through the car wash, and then when you're in the dryers and you get out to driving, you can turn it back on. Of course, this will default into the on position as well. Going down into more settings, this is going to be simply your volumes. Everything is set at medium. You can go with a quieter or a louder volume for notifications if you would like. Also, if you go down to the States and you were wanting to switch everything over to miles and miles per gallon, you can. There's also a quick on and off button here for the auto start stop, but there's easier ways to get to that. This grayed out space right here, this one, it is your auto start stop. So since I'm sitting in this car in the showroom, the auto start stop is not enabled, but the default is for it to be enabled when your car is running. It has to meet the criteria. We're currently going into winter, so that means if you've got your fan going and your back defrost is on, it's going to override because it isn't efficient for it to turn the car off when you get to a stoplight. But your auto start stop you can turn on or off right there. Moving into your climate controls, hard buttons on the outside of the screen have a little bit more profile than on the higher packages as well. Front defrost, we're going into that season. Back defrost and heated mirrors. Also, you can adjust temperatures up and down with these hard buttons. And it's a half a degree per button push for either side. On the screen, you've got your heated seats, so high, medium, low, off. And you also do have the ability to do the quick button push, so like a press and hold. We'll take it from whatever setting to off. Your on and off here, that is to turn all of your climate controls off. Air conditioning, that will often turn on when you're remote starting. That is because there is a humidity sensor. So the air conditioning coils being engaged will pull humidity from the car and it will help it defrost more quickly. This is your fan speed here. And if you tap this box, you're going to have all of your options and you can change where the air is blowing. When you interact with this, you're going to see if you don't touch it for 10 seconds, then it's going to go ahead and minimize itself. So you don't have to be having your eyes off the road for a longer amount of time. Below the screen, I did mention about where your USB-A charging port is, and then you also have the auxiliary plug here. Below, then you just have let's look down. You have a little storage cubby that you can always add the option of the wireless charger. You've got your gear shift selector, and on the convenience package, as you don't have the paddle shifters, instead of the manual mode, this is a low. You've got your electronic parking brake here, so you would pull that up to set, and you do have to have your foot on the brake and push it down to release it. 12-volt adapter here, so a little lighter adapter. And then, of course, you've got a good size little storage cubby for your center console. Let's take a look around to the inside of the Forester Convenience. So as far as buttons here, this is just your gauge cluster brightness. You've got a fuse panel there, and below, this is going to be your hood release. You have the 8-way manual adjust seats. I slid this back, so let me move it forward. Back and forward is the bar. Height adjustment is here, and your angle adjustment is there. Very nice finish, cloth seating. I could take the key out so that it doesn't go binging, but I haven't. This vehicle also is on winter tires, and so it has its factory tires in the back. And if you want an idea of cargo space, all 4 tires fit right across with the back seat still. In your back seat, You do have the USB-A and you have a USB-C charging port. The trunk release on the Forester Convenience is also manual. So directly below the logo, you're going to feel a long rubbery button right up in here, and that is going to be your trunk release. So you pop and lift. Lots of interior cargo space. Physical owner's manual. On the Forester Convenience, you do not get the cargo area tray and you do not get the retractable cargo cover. Those two items are accessories if you choose to go ahead with them. Looking around your cargo space though, you do have some shopping bag hooks. There is an interesting new option that can separate your Forester cargo space into an upper and lower. That is also an accessory. You've got a power point over here. Your carpet floor mats. The Manitoba package for a Forester is going to be the back bumper step pad here, the rear seat back protectors, and then the rubber floor mats, both front seat and back seat. You do have a little bit of a storage compartment under the floor deck, and then below that is going to be your spare tire and your jack and tow hooks. What is also super duper fun is when I use the car inside the showroom to film a whole lot of information and then don't wear my microphone. So we're doing a little exterior walk around out on the lot. So on the Convenience, you do have the LED steering responsive headlights right here. On the Convenience, you don't have the fog lights. We've got blockade right out front. Here we go. This is going to now be a little more abbreviated walk around because I don't have a tripod. So you don't have to look at me. All right. You don't have the integrated turn signals in the Convenience package, and you do have the eyesight, but you won't have the blind spot detection. The Convenience is also going to be a physical key start instead of a push button start. And your fuel door is a push pop. So when the doors are unlocked, you can just push that fuel door open and it is regular gas. When the car doors are locked, then that fuel door is going to be locked as well. I would be remiss if I don't show you the alloys, 17-inch, that come on a Forester Convenience. So here we go. 17-inch two-tone alloy on an all-season tire. Well, that was a flurry of things, wasn't it? Inside, outside, looking at all this stuff. But thank you so much for taking the time to get to know the Forester Convenience for the 2026 model year. With the redesign in 2025, there isn't a whole lot of changes for 2026, but the Convenience is the entry point of getting a very well-equipped all-wheel drive compact SUV. If you have any questions, if you have any other suggestions that you would like information on, I'm always going to be adding more videos. Or maybe you want to set up a test drive now that you think this Forester could be the right fit for you. I'm going to put my phone number right here, so please don't hesitate. Text, call, reach out. Let's get you into a Forester. If this is your Forester that you're picking up, the video is to be a reference for you after you pick up the car, or maybe it's for people to be able to help differentiate which vehicle is the right fit for them. Again, my name is Allison. I work here at Jim Patterson Subaru South in Winnipeg, Manitoba. I look forward to being your go-to Subaru gal for all things in Canada. And I want to take the opportunity to welcome you to the family.